Actually, the bigger conflict, which is far more and less talked about, is between television and OTT. Because television is advertising led, advertising is economy led. Economy is in a state of shit that is not going to emerge out of for a long while by the sense that we get. What happens to television in terms of production, in terms of how people taste, have they been blooded into OTT platforms? Are they going to leave network television as we've always known it? Because that's the industry that's actually been worse hit than cinema. Cinema can still revive itself. But if the model is broken in the case of TV, and please take this, Agata, because so much of your content is actually also catch up TV, and you're a broadcaster still. What happens to TV? Like, is there a larger fear there in terms of whether that model, a revenue model, survives? The advertising revenue model, have people moved on to the internet in various forms, including Netflix, of course?
So look, I don't think writing off television is the right way of going about it. I
Sure.
think I have read far too many opinion pieces where television has been written off. I don't think that's the right way. I think yes, there is a certain bit of shaving off of audience from TV, which is coming into the OTT platforms. But that's sort of a trickle effect. Maybe the trickle has become a bit more steadier right now, and it is going to happen. I think that's the mode of transmission. The mode of delivering your goods has changed, right? And I think over time, I think technology will play a very big part. How do we sort of even consume TV? Look at what Netflix is doing. Netflix is probably, and Monica can probably come into this conversation on, that they're coming into linear television, right? So I think the business per se needs to look at different modes of delivering content. Yes, TV has been impacted, but has it been impacted massively? It was massively impacted for the first couple of months. But as I hear from my colleagues in television, the revenues have come back. They've jumped, the ad revenues are again sort of come back to the near normalcy of pre-COVID times. But does that mean that, there is no shaving off of television audience? No, I think there is. Let's not kid ourselves that a lot of people have moved on from regular TV to OTT, and that is happening all the time. But sitting in India, do I write off network TV or linear TV here right now? Absolutely not. I think there is a certain audience which still loves their daily soaps, and they, sort of swear by the characters that they follow over thousands of episodes. And I think that's here to stay for some more time.
Monica, take us through network television, Netflix being network television in the first place.
So actually, this is something which is a recent thing for us. But this taking our shows back to linear TV or having a linear feed in France. So this is something where I think content is going to move across mediums eventually, and where it is going to be, everything that is going to happen in future is going to be ease for the consumers. So I think the choice and the convenience is something that will drive audience behavior, audience tastes, and what they're willing to pay for and how they consume. So I think from that perspective, it's really important for us to remember that, all of this conversation happened, that newspapers will go, etc. But here we are, they've come in a different avatar. Look at how much we consume news online. So have the news outlets gone out of action? No, they haven't. They will morph into something else. I think the same way, all the different mediums will evolve into the best kind of content delivery systems. And that's what, though having said that, I think currently where the taste is concerned and the kind of content which linear in India does, versus streaming in India does currently, or the space that the cinema occupies, are slightly different spaces. And I think it's there for all of us to see how that evolves, how audience tastes change. So I think that would be an exciting journey.
I mean, television by and large is seen as family entertainment. There's a family home, one TV home, parents and kids, and they all watch it together. What streaming did to that is turn that into individual entertainment. I don't need to share my phone with someone else. I can watch whatever I like. Do you think both can survive, or do you think there's going to be, the fact that single TV homes, where everyone watches the same thing, is a ritual, right? It's a family ritual. Do you see that going away at some point, or is like, as everyone's saying, everything will exist? We'll just have to keep paying more.
Well, not in a hurry. I don't think TV is going anywhere in a hurry. In fact, if you look at revenues also, while there's a big talk about advertising revenue, last year, before the pandemic, TV revenues on an aggregated scale reached 50-50, which is 50% advertising, 50% distribution. So they had anyway reached 50% of subscription revenues, right? There's a lot of money sloshing around. TV is really big. It's an advertising medium. I mean, at the end of the day, Netflix blocks advertisers out, right? So for every human being who watches Netflix for 3 hours a day, doesn't come in contact with any advertising. Advertising is a big, sort of source of revenue and of expenditure. Linear TV is there. I mean, it's very cheap. India has the cheapest TV service in the world. Some $3-4. If you compare it to the US or the UK, cable TV in India is peanuts, and you get everything. You get domestic, you get international, you get sport, you get news, you get everything. So, I mean, it's almost like, why get rid of it? If at all, the big danger for TV is for the streamers to realize that the distribution revenue that TV takes is the low-hanging fruit. That's the first that should get stolen, because that whatever 40,000 odd crores that's there in the market being paid to your cable operator every month, well, at least half of that should go to the streamers straight away, right? Anyway, half the streamers are broadcast platforms who've got streaming services. You get most of your linear TV on the platform,
right,
on the app. So why should there be double counting and double payment and double charging, right? So I mean, that is going to happen. So I don't think TV is going to go in a hurry. I mean, it's there. There are people love their, like I always speak from, very personal example. So my mom is watching this show called Anupama, which she watches with much this thing. And she has seen, Criminal Justice and Scam and Patal Lok, and she's doing all that. So it's just a thing, I think audiences are getting used to watching more things. And TV is not going anywhere, not so quickly.
Right. I mean,
I think also, Mayank, you've seen revenues like a couple of people mentioned,
right?
On the TV side and doing both, TV and OTT. For me, I think we've seen revenues come back very, very handsomely on advertising. What we thought would be a lot more of a U kind of a recovery, we've actually seen a V shaped recovery on advertising on TV. And I think for the next 3 to 5 years at least, it and I'm just throwing out a number.
Right.
There doesn't look like there'll be an impact on most of the genres on television. There will be some genres which are the long tail, which will certainly be more affected than the mass GEC kind of genres. But then that's where the bulk of the money, both in terms of subscription and in terms of advertising, is. So it's an and economy. I think eventually, adding to what Monica was saying, it's eventually the content that's going to converge through technology. Whatever kinds of content are made, whether it's a 30-minute episode of streaming or linear or movies and regional in different languages, I think the box is sort of converging.
I think this is really interesting. All of this is really interesting, but I'd like to speak on Guneet and my behalf. Actually, I think people are going to follow content. So streaming and television and Bollywood and theaters and all about, I think what you make and the content that you have, like I bought a subscription to Sony Live because I wanted to watch Scam. Right. There was the other show, Andheki. I hate naming them because they're all Sameer's shows. But, I wanted to watch that one. So I actually have paid to watch these shows and I haven't paid to get onto a platform.
Radio City and Midday are back with the Hit List OTT Awards 2020.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.